So I was just thinking to myself, when people start to spiritual bulldoze things that require you to look at and actually see, you know what I mean? Hold on one second. In my last video, that joint was going crazy. But when you start to spiritual bulldoze something, which in the beginning might be the best thing for you, is to spiritual bulldoze whatever you're going through, because it might be too much to handle or deal with at the time. You know what I mean? But once you get to a certain level where you're like, and then it shows up again, you can get into a cycle of trying to spiritual bulldoze that, but you're not really able to certain times. That's why you might fall back into loops or cycles, because you might not be able to spiritual bulldoze through these things. You know what I mean? And this is where discernment and honesty comes in to play. You have to be honest with yourself and able to discern when you're spiritual bulldozing something, or when you're spiritual bulldozing something, but ready for it. Or when you're spiritual bulldozing something because it's too much for you right now. There's a difference. Because sometimes you're ready for something, but there's a piece of your ego that's like in the shadows. That's just like, oh, he's going, and he tries to hold you down. But to break through to the next level, you gotta look at that shadow. You have to, because that shadow is just you. It's another power. You know what I mean? When you start to shed light on these shadows, they become, if you want to put it into video game form, a new weapon. A weapon on a higher level so you could defeat the next boss. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's like a hidden character or some shit. Like, you cannot unlock that character or unlock that weapon without shining light on that shadow. And to shine light on that shadow is to smile at it. Really. And then once you start to understand that shadow and know why it's there, then it goes away. But the thing is, it doesn't go away because not energy can't just go away. So it transmutes into a higher vibration. So it goes from hell to heaven. It goes from a demon to an angel. So now it goes from a cursed weapon to a blessed weapon. You know what I'm saying? So now when you go back into war or battle with yourself or whatever, you got this blessed weapon with you that you can hold up and be like, what you say? Shling, shling. You know what I mean? So in the beginning, I say spiritual bulldozing could be okay, but everything is going to catch up at some point. That's why to continuously try to get ahead of your shadows, you know what I mean? When you continuously try to do that, you're going to create this storm. You know what I mean? That you'll always be running from. And that storm is going to get heavier and heavier and darker because you're reaching certain levels. You feel me? So now when you look down, you're like, oh, fuck. It's like a stampede of demons. You know what I mean? It's like it went from 3 demons to all of them. Because you're unlocking levels, and when you unlock levels, you unlock shadows. Because every time you reach a higher level, at the same time, there's an equal and opposite dark level that you unlocked. Because the higher you go, the crazy thing is, it's the paradox, it's the thing. The higher you go, the lower you go. Because now, if you're in bliss, there's a version of you that's in hell. And the line between them is like the yin-yang symbol. The black with the white, and then the white with the black. They're that close to each other. You get what I'm saying? So it's easy for them to catch up in a sense of, are you ready to deal with this shit now? Are you ready to face me, my guy? Like, that's what it comes to. Are you ready to face me, man? Like, your shadows will come up to you, and they might be cool ass guys. Like, they might be cool. Because some shadows are cool because they want to get you, they want to densify themselves, and they can't densify themselves if you're not able to agree with them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. But if you're like, oh, maybe I should go on Instagram and scroll and look at women. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things and certain shadows that might be cool in you. You feel me? So you got to understand, once you transmute that cool negative energy into a cool positive energy, now you got another superpower. Now that's another weapon you could use. That's another power move in your arsenal, you feel me, that you could pull out at any time on anybody, on anyone, on any version of you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why in the beginning, it's hard. But then it starts to get easier because you accumulate certain weapons and you accumulate certain energies with you. So that's why in my rap, I was like, now I got soldiers behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my demons went from things that I was fighting to an army that's now behind me and willing to fight for me. Because I didn't just try to escape them and get rid of them. No, I helped them get to heaven too. We all trying to get to heaven. Every version of myself wants to go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to me, the conscious me, the light that is me, to shed light on all these shadows. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with progression, a process. You know what I'm saying? So once you get to certain levels, there's going to be new shadows. And then new levels, new shadows. And then the more I do that, the easier it gets, because now I'm used to it. I'm used to transmuting negative energy into positive energy. It gets easier. In the beginning, it's hard. That's why spiritual bulldozing I think is healthy in the beginning. But once you get to a certain level where you're like, man, I cannot, like, I'm getting depressed, or not even depression. I'm getting angry sometimes. These things are shadows. These things are like, are you ready to deal with this shit now? I'm here. What's up? They're messengers. They're like, knock, knock, knock. You're in the middle of anger. You're in the middle of a storm. And you're just wondering what that is. And then the thing that sheds light on it is asking questions. Why do I feel this way? What can I do right now to, like, understand this, or to know this? Or even looking up things like, why am I so angry? Or the spiritual meaning to this. Because the more you understand each side of it, the more you can look at it and shed light on it. Because all the things you will learn and get to understanding will give you the certain amount of shine that you need within your conscious being to look at that, what you would call negative energy or demon or whatever you want to call it, or just shadow version of yourself. It will give it light and then say, hey, you're good, bro. We're all one thing, split and acting as if we're not. So I don't know where I went with that, but hopefully whoever gets whatever they get out of it, I get what I get out of it. So somebody got to get it. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be more. There'll be more. And I'll get better, even though I'm better now. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's all.